else. What was it? I think it was on the hip. I had a drop on the hip somewhere. Let me just check. I think it was here. The hip comes up. It comes up and then it dips. It like drops there. You see it? Just the hip drops on its own and then it doesn't do anything. It kind of goes back up on its own for no reason. So I'm going to take this drop key and I'm going to move it over just to soften that movement down. It's okay to have the drop, but not very quick and sudden. And that's coming from the original flight cycle, so something to look out for. Okay, the next thing, guys, is the attributes. So checking the movement of the frills, so the movement of them. I think if I could remember correctly, it's like 0. What was the amount we had? 0.8. 0.8 was the cycle amount. So how do we get this to stay true to if it's doing 3 flaps now? Okay, so the first cycle at 60 was supposed to be, this is supposed to be moving. Let me just check. It's not. Okay, so this first part, let me just the offset is supposed to be minus 8, I think, if I can remember correctly. And what you can do then is you can continue this down. So you could select these two and delete them, and then you can go to the last frame 178 and insert a key here, just selecting the curve and insert there on the curve. I hope that it can let me do this in Maya 2019. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna let me just undo that. Zoom in a bit, and then I'm gonna insert the key over 178 over that key. I'll just insert, and I'll make this linear, and it should be 8 3s at 20. So it should be 24 on the movement of the frills. So you could probably delete the one in the middle. You don't really need it. And the same for the back leg. So let's go to 60. So yeah, it was -8 the back tails, the back tail frills leg. And I will just then delete all these keyframe. No, I'll delete these two, and then this one I'm going to say you're -8. So you're -8. And then I will just make sure you're a linear key, and then go to the last frame, 178, and insert the keyframe here, and make sure that that is 178 exactly. And it should be a value of -24. And I'll just make sure that that's a linear key as well. That one should be 1 0 -8, 8 3s at 24, and then the cycle should work with the frills moving. Let me just check that is correct. The amplitude and everything shouldn't change. We shouldn't be changing any amplitudes or anything. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay, and I think that that is that. Making sure as well with your cycle that we are not parented to the global controller. So select both your feet, make sure that these don't have any, so you can delete them, and just make sure that these are parented to the flight control. And then the same for the head. Just make sure that that is deleted and parented to the flight control. Okay. And then what else? These are fine, I think. These are all just cycling fine.